How does Ilia do against the top 5? I don't know if he does well. I think this might be a backfire moment on Ilia. I'm sensing it. I was watching back Ilia's career, chat, and God, let me know when I stop cooking, okay? Let me just read out some things. Arman versus Colby at 170. Who wins? Arman. Young Philly is... No, probably Colby based on the Gamrot fact. Probably Colby. No, Arman will win. Arman would body kick TKO. Young Philly is Epstein impression. Ah, man said an island, you man. All right. Right, watch this. Ilia actually trained with Covington before, funnily enough. I think this would be a backfire for Ilia Topuria. So Yusuf Zalal was on a losing streak when he fought Ilia Topuria. Okay? No, he wasn't. He was on a winning streak, but he took the fight on short notice in the UFC. Okay? But either way, Ilia took the fight on short notice, sorry. So that, forget the Yusuf Zalal, whatever I just said. But he then went on to lose 2 in a row, including a loss to Sung Woo Choi after losing to Ilia Topuria. Okay? Damon Jackson. Do I rate a Damon Jackson win? It's the way he's doing it that's very, very impressive. But, man, do I rate a Damon Jackson win? I don't really rate it that much. Then I'm looking at Ryan Hall. And I know Joe Rogan loved him because Jiu-Jitsu's gay and Rogan's gay. But, man, I don't know. He fought Derek Minner after that. He's coming off a win over Darren Elkins and BJ Penn and Gray Maynard. The Unk Avengers came out to beat him. You know, he took Darren Elkins to a decision. I know Ilia's young. But then Jai Herbert dropped him and he ended up finishing Jai Herbert. Impressive. Bryce Mitchell took that fight up on short notice. He was supposed to fight Edson Barboza, Ilia Topuria. He was supposed to fight Edson Barboza at the end of October. And he ended up fighting Bryce in December instead. So that was interesting. So that sort of got shifted together as a matchup. Then Josh Emmett, which is a great win that he got, but he took him to a decision. Volk was like 2 months removed from being KO'd badly by Makhachev and moving back down a division. He shouldn't have been in there. I like Ilia. I think Ilia's really good, but I don't know if I can trust him to pull off these finishes against lightweights. Lightweights are tricky to finish, man. Especially the top lightweights. Holloway's a great win. I love the Holloway win. He put away Holloway. Great win. Very close fight before that, but he put away Holloway, and I thought he was beating him before that. Volk was doing really good against him, and he caught Volk. Volk just been KO'd 2 months before. I think these lightweights are going to be too big, I think. I have a feeling, forget what I'm saying about his career as much. I just think the lightweights are going to be too big. I was watching the Bryce Mitchell fight again. I was watching... I don't know. I love him, but he doesn't close distance that well. I just think he overswings sometimes, and he goes for like these big, big 3-punch combo, and it whiffs. And if you're doing that at lightweight, these guys are going to shoot in on your hips and be bigger than you. It's tricky, man. I think lightweight's a tricky move. He takes a lot of shots every time he does. He took a lot of shots off Bryce. Chat, I rewatched the Bryce fight. Yes or no? He kind of got hurt a little bit by Bryce. I'm going to put it on right now in the background while the stream goes. I know I can't have conversations because I've got to just read bullshit right now, but... He kind of got backed up a little bit by Bryce with like a combination at one point. A little bit. Not badly. But there was a moment where he went, oh, hang on, let me fucking reset here. Bryce is stinging me with some shots. I swear. I was watching it back the other day. I don't know. It's very tricky to say. I have a sense that this is going to backfire for Ilia at lightweight. Bit coping. No, I'm not coping for Bryce at all. I picked Ilia all his way through his career. But I don't know, man. I don't see him. I worry about him. Whenever I think about the matchups for him at lightweight, I do worry that they're going to put hands on him. Because he does get hit a lot at featherweight. He does get hit a lot. And at lightweight, you can't get hit that much before getting your shot off and putting someone down. You know? Like if Oliveira puts hands on him early, I don't think there's a chance of, oh, well, Ilia will bounce back. Wait until the third or the second round. Then he'll catch Oliveira. You know? I think he'll beat Gaethje, though. I'll never pick Gaethje to win a fucking fight ever. But, man, I do worry about some of these matchups for Ilia. He's very hittable because he doesn't move and float. Don't you think, chat? He's very heavy on his lead leg. He leans over himself a ton. And he doesn't float, man. He doesn't float around in fights. Like, he doesn't move. I know I've missed donos. I'm trying to have a conversation before reading some fucking bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Fucking bitch. I'll get to the bullshit in a second. Having a conversation about something MMA related, you dumb fuck. Before I ban you out my chat. I don't know, man. I feel like Ilia doesn't float around. There's no movement. There's no shiftiness. He just steps in heavy on his lead leg with his feet right on the ground. And that's what gives him his power. But I don't know. And it also means he's got good ability to find when takedowns are coming his way. I just think he's right there for like big, massive kicks to his arms and his head and knees to the body and a lot of things that a guy who's taller than him with a lot of bulk on them as well at lightweight is going to give him a problem with. I don't know. No, his brother Alejandro's not a better version. Shut the fuck up. Not a better version at all. I don't like his movement though, man. He has a bully style. He does, and that style doesn't work up a division. So I am doubting him at lightweight, to be honest with you. I've been watching back fights. I know I was saying he's the one to beat Makhachev, but I don't know if he's the one to beat Makhachev. I can see Makhachev like clashing with him and then clinching with a knee up the middle, big head kick across Ilia's arms. Then he shoots in once Ilia brings his arms up. I don't see Ilia just throwing Makhachev off of him at lightweight. That would be shocking to me if he does that. Anyway. Hey chat, I'm a 6'6" guy with a heart of gold, and the best part, I probably won't hit you in anger when I'm drunk. Any single ladies in chat? Disgusting. Thank you for the 5. Ilia beats Islam but gets tuned the fuck up by Poirier. I don't know if you can like say that logically though. Congrats on the recent Bryce shout out. When was the Bryce shout out? Boy. Oh, did he do a fucking farming video with a pig? Is that what he did? So many stalemate, boring fights at the moment. Don't understand how some corners don't scream at their fighters to throw the kitchen sink when they're 2 rounds down. I know. I just watched Bryce front kick Ilia in the face in round 1. 3 minutes, 21 seconds. 3:20. Bang. Front kicked Ilia in the face. While Ilia's pouring in. Ilia cracked him back. Either way. Who's going to carry the bolts, lads? Doba's washed, but Soikano couldn't finish him. Alright. Love him, but he doesn't close distance that well. I don't know, man. He's good, isn't he? He's got really good instincts. He's good on the spot in terms of his reflexes. But I just think someone who can kick well at range and float well. Holloway's good, but he doesn't have, like, off the back foot power like that, you know? Another front kick to the body from Bryce. Side kick to the body and he moves. Moves out of the way. Little combo from Bryce there. Shoots in. Gets to the single leg. Pushes Ilia up against the cage. Ilia stuffs it, but this ain't Makhachev. You know what I mean? This is 2 minutes 25 in the first round. 2 minutes 25 on the clock. Bryce gets to a single leg, pushes him into the cage. Does get Ilia down, but Ilia gets right back up. If that's Makhachev, man. If that's Makhachev, I don't know. If he just gets back up there and shucks him off of him once they get down. Good, lad? What's up, Matt Daniels? Lighter man skill plus speed and power will carry over for Topuria. The best lightweights are former featherweights. Makhachev ain't a former featherweight. He may have fought there when he was very young, but he's not, is he? But I know what you mean about the others. Bryce weaves out the way of him, makes him miss. Knee to the body from Ilia. Would you go on a stream with Beardson, Beardley, and Paul Town? Don't know who they are, no. No version of Volk is eating that Ilia overhand. I'm very confident he'll knock out anybody in the lightweight division. Oh, I don't know, man. He doesn't eat the overhand, but is he there for it if he takes that 2 months off? I think Ilia would beat him regardless, but... Bryce Mitchell gets down Ilia Topuria. Minute and 5 seconds on the clock in round 1. He's over him. He's got him down on the ground. Minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. Mitchell's got him on the ground. Half guard. Ilia back to full guard. Bryce on top for a minute straight at the end of the round. If that's a big lightweight, man. Bryce is like 5'9", right? Makhachev's what, 5'10 and a half? 15 pounds on Bryce, easily. Massive, big muscles on top in his torso. I don't know. We'll see. Dustin becoming Ilia's Nate Diaz would be crazy. No, I think he would beat Poirier and Gaethje. But Arman, Oliveira, and Makhachev, I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking about it yesterday. I don't know. Volk dealt with the strongest dude in the division. Yeah, but Volk's fucking really good scrambler. And the thing is with Volk, he has a style, chat, where once he's scrambled for a long time, he can still be effective. As much as he took it on short notice, when he scrambled around with Yusuf Zalal, he became very ineffective in the later rounds. You know? I don't know if he can scramble like that with Makhachev for a round or two and still have that one-shot power to put him out. You know? People forget, man, Zalal had Ilia in trouble. I know, but Makhachev got slept by Adriano Martins, you know what I mean? So things happen early in careers. I'm not saying that, but... You know. I have a feeling Arman would batter Ilia. I don't know. I think Arman's in that mix of danger for him. Arman, Oliveira, and Makhachev are the danger for him. TJ and Moik telling Shawiwi why he'll never be champ. You're not going to make it as champion. Vince Morales did more damage in round 2. Let me tell you something, my brother. When you get a fucking takedown, you have to fucking punch. Once or twice, brother. I'm sick of midgets moving up. I can't make way. I know, yeah. Thank you for the 2. I mean, let's face it, though. If Ilia's lightweight move is unsuccessful, he will get a title shot at featherweight when he comes back down. It's just these moments where Ilia will shake off Bryce, but Bryce is still getting straight to a single leg on him, you know what I mean? Bryce getting to his hips consistently. Big fan, Guru. You know this. Continue to notice him, brother. Thank you very much for the $2, dude. I appreciate you. Do you have any idea what your record for the live bets you call out during the fight companion? Live bets, I'm typically extremely good. Like, I definitely think the majority of them are correct. Like, I'd say 75%. I don't call them out if they're not way off. Sometimes I've been wrong, but, I mean, recently I've been on with the live betting. So if you hear me say, like, this guy's, look at the odds, they're wrong, like Moreno Ersteg odds. What were the odds, though? No, it was Christian Rodriguez, Malik El Costa odds, right? And people live bet after the second because I had him at evens. It was a guaranteed Malik Wazell win, in my opinion, after the second. Okay, he didn't have Ilia hurt, but he definitely had him backing up for a moment here in round 2. But that was right after he got finished. Right before he got finished. So around the 3:55 mark. He shoots in on Ilia. Ilia stuffs it. and pushes him off. Bryce pushes him into the cage, and then Bryce just kind of goes for him in some weird blitz. And it just looks ugly from Ilia. 1-2 from Bryce, 3-4. Head kick partially lands. He just gets a moment of success where he kind of makes Ilia reset a bit, but then Ilia cracks right back, and Bryce kind of loses all composure in the second round and becomes exhausted. And that's when Ilia cracks him and puts him down. I just wonder if one of these lightweights gets him in those positions where they're able to push him backwards a bit. And if they can grapple a bit more effectively early, they'll give him real problems. I don't know. I say potato, you say potato. Okay, I think both people say potato, though. Thoughts on you and Mighty Mouse on the broadcast of Dirty Boxing alongside Mike Perry? I don't want to be involved in that. But, I mean, I don't mind the idea of it. I don't even know what it is. So, I'd have to see what it is. Oh, is that the old Romero thing? I don't know. We'll see. Turner weighs 181. It doesn't seem like my thing, though, to be honest with you. Turner weighs 181. You telling me Topuria's 190? Turner weighs 181. You telling me Topuria's 190? I don't believe he's 190. I don't believe it. Not saying he wins, but Paddy eats that overhand. Yeah. Even there, I think if Bryce was more patient on the feet here. You know, they're getting scrappy in this second round, and Ilia's pushing forward. I think if Bryce was more patient here, instead of trying to really desperately go for that takedown. I think he could have done a bit better if he popped a jab there instead, but he kind of shot in lazy, and then Ilia threw him over and got the sub eventually, you know. Is what it is. Not saying he wins, but Paddy eats that overhand. I don't think he eats the overhand of Ilia. I'm not betting on these guys to just eat the overhand. I just think I worry about a bully moving up in weight all the time. It's a worrying thing. You guys don't understand boxing-wise. Ilia's really trash in open stance. Especially against southpaws. He doesn't understand hand fighting. No, I disagree with you completely. There are aspects where people will be hit with punches in MMA. That's just a natural occurrence of things. I don't think he's trash. Most MMA fighters are. I know what you mean. They're not boxing, though, are they? If they were in a boxing ring, they wouldn't do things the same way that they do. I just think there's openings, man. And I think Bryce got a little bit desperate for takedowns. I think if someone can shoot early and effectively grapple early and then find comfort on the feet, they can give him big problems. And they're so much bigger than Ilia, man. Ilia isn't tall for featherweight. These guys are going to be 5'11" and broad and strong. You know? Lightweights are massive compared to featherweights. They're like Holloway, but not anorexic. Can you take a 15-inch? All right, calm down. Have you seen a video of Joe Pyfer shitting on Mexico, calling it a shithole and blaming the food for why he got sick? I did see that. Yeah, he's been going off. Peru, what's the worst race religion? Egg and spoon race. Take it for the $2. Who will be the legendary warrior to beat Tybura? I don't know. Who will be the legendary warrior to beat Tybura? Probably, I don't know who could possibly do it other than Tom Aspinall. It seems an impossible task. You've been killing the live bets is why I asked. Yeah, I think I do very well with the live bets, but they rarely show them to me because they know I'm going to fucking own the live bets. Yeah, but with Mayer and Santos Francis Marshall, you know what it is? I understand what the judges consider. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't watch the fights as closely as I do when it comes to scoring it. When I'm watching the fights, I do very heavy play-by-play. So I score fights by minutes. You know what I mean? So I'm good at keeping track on who's winning. Obviously, there can be robberies and stuff. But typically in big fights, I'm pretty good at knowing the live odds and sensing the flow of a fight. I do very well with them. Better than I do with just general predictions. Even there, Bryce fucking front kicked him in the face in round 2. Counter left hook. Ilia runs in. Bryce fucking front kicks him in the face there. Ilia just bruises through it and cruises through it and lands another big shot. And Bryce eventually shoots a weak takedown. And then gets thrown over by Ilia because he's getting desperate for the takedown. I think he said he was ill for this fight, right? And Ilia gets him in an arm triangle. I don't know, though, man. I worry for him at lightweight. McGregor fumbled the White House speech. Old Mac's dead. I don't care. Thank you for the 2. Pytha's saltiness is such a funny character trait. He's a very salty man, isn't he? He is. Wasn't it short notice? It was for Bryce, yeah. Ilia's improved since then. I know he has, but... Dude, Makhachev is... Makhachev. You know, I know he might have improved, and he's more patient, and he's more experienced now at championship level, but... These lightweights can fucking grapple good, man. They're really good at grappling. Really, really good at grappling. They're a lot better grapplers than the featherweights. I mean, hell, even the bantamweights are better grapplers than the featherweights, man. Look how Aljo done a lot of them. Look how Aljo fared with Evloev while being a bit smaller than him. You know? They're really good. Like, they have good entries and stuff. Lightweight is that jump as well. I feel like featherweight's been void of that for a while. I don't know, man. Harder to KO. Easier to get KOs themselves. I'm not sure about Ilia at lightweight. Pytha's saltiness is such a funny character already, yeah. He is, yeah. He's very salty. Islam got his takedown stuffed by old man Dustin, coming off a win against Benoit Saint-Denis with staff. Ilia will be just fine if that fight ever happens. Way better grappling and boxing too. Ugh, let me just read. Because this is my take when it comes to Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier. So, let me tell you this about Islam got his takedown shucked off against Poirier, yeah? Islam Makhachev took down Dustin Poirier at 4 minutes 25 seconds of round 1. Dustin Poirier didn't get back up until the end of the round. So, I understand that in the later rounds, Dustin Poirier stuffed takedowns of Islam Makhachev. Makhachev got him down within 30 seconds, and Poirier didn't get back up until the end of the round. So, I just think Poirier's style is, if you wear out his arms, he's cool with that. You know what I mean? He can fight in that messy, sloppy fight because he's got the durability and the experience. He's not trying to take your head off with punches, you know? He'll pepper you with shots, volume heavy, press you up against a fence, beat you up to the body and the head. I don't know. You say he got his takedown shucked off. Makhachev controlled him for 4 minutes and 30 seconds of round 1. I know I'm comparing two different styles. That's my fucking point. I think Ilia's not going to deal well with being grappled for a whole round and then still have that shut your lights off power in round 2 and 3. I don't know. I'm worried for Ilia at lightweight, man. What will Ilia do if Charles hurts him? Shoot and get submitted? Yeah, exactly. I don't know about his... I mean, he handled Jai Herbert, I guess. But in hindsight, you know how embarrassing that is? I know he took that on short notice, but he was ready for a fight. I know he stepped up, but... Head kick dropped in round 1 by Jai Herbert? Like, who the fuck does Jai Herbert hurt in a fight? And it's because he's big, rangy. Like, he's a big, lightweight guy. I'm not switching up, man. I'm just watching fights and expanding my opinion past the moment after. The moment after a KO. I know Islam got KO'd by Adriano. I there's no point arguing with you guys. You don't see. You're blind. Some of you, anyway. Thank you for the 10. Coming off a win against Benoit Saint-Denis with staff, Ilia will be just fine if that fight ever happens. Way better grappling and... I don't know. Joe got Montezuma's revenge, so did Poopy Godinez. I mean, Ilia could win. I could still pick him. I'm just arguing Makhachev's case here. And Oliveira's case and Arman's case against him. They're really good, man. Does Yuri get a title shot after another win? Yeah, if he beats Allberg, he'll get a title shot. Same with Allberg if he beats Yuri. That's the title elimination bout right now at light heavy. Sup, Goo. Thank you for the 48 months of membership. I will say, though, Ilia, Makhachev does a lot of reaching for the clinch. That's where Ilia can take advantage of him. Because he's so short and, like, short-armed. He can, like... He has a much, like, tighter pivot for his hooks on the inside. Like, Poirier had to throw an elbow there on Makhachev. But Ilia can go... Blah, 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 body, body, head on the inside, you know? But, man, Makhachev's good. He peppers the jab. He fucking moves his feet non-stop. Keeps his hands out. Raises his shoulders whenever he gets pressured. Makhachev's very difficult to punch through the chin of. You know what I mean, chat? It's hard. It's very hard to spin Makhachev's jaw. You know? Very difficult to spin Makhachev's jaw. You can catch him with shots, but it's often like when he's tucked up and he gets hit like into his own neck. It's hard to spin through his fucking jaw. Like, it's hard to get your shot to land on him in such a position where it's also going to go through him and like take his head off. It's the beard. It might be. Do you take notes during fights? Intel always at hand? Yeah. I don't take notes. I just watch fights and think about how someone moves in front of them. I can almost see Ilia's silhouette right now in front of Makhachev. Makhachev on the single leg, drives Poirier to the cage. Poirier does a really good job defending, to be fair. Does Ilia have the fucking one-punch nuke power at lightweight after hand fighting like this against Islam Makhachev for 2 rounds? You know? Does Makhachev even get him down here? No, he doesn't, actually. That's good. Poirier did very well. Very well in the fight. Very underrated performance. I think Ilia could work well with the low calf kick as well on Makhachev. Makhachev doesn't check kicks very well. Because he doesn't ever expect them, you know? He doesn't ever think someone's going to want to go on one leg against him when he's got the takedown option. Thank you for the 48 months of membership, dude. That's 4 years. Thank you, JT O'Neill. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Volk is 1-4 with his last 2 losses by KO. I like him too, but how the fuck is he getting a title shot? It was just bullshit in it, really. But they just want big name fights, to be honest with you. Which is unfortunate. I'd rather him for Evloev and then Ilia versus Lopez at featherweight instead. That's where Ilia can do well. Makhachev doesn't do like first and third on the exchanges. He'll go in and then he'll cover. You know what I mean? And he'll wait for his next turn to go in. If he ever goes first, he'll never go third. You know? A YN is robbing Nikola Jokic of his deserved MVP. Yeah, they're not going to give it to Jokic. Some black fragility in the NBA right now. But it's understandable, you know. They can't have a white guy winning 5 MVPs in a row. They already robbed him against Embiid, you know what I mean? I get it. And you got to think with NBA, a lot of the media members are voting and the analysts, and they're all former NBA players. They ain't going to vote for Jokic, man. Ain't happening. Mystic Piggy predicts Lair Leander's downfall. I sense it. It's okay if you think Ilia won't do well at lightweight. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, except for the women. All right. Thank you for the £5. Appreciate the 5. Chill out. Thank you for the 5, though. What's more likely, Ilia by sub or Islam by KO? Islam by KO. Yes or no, chat? Think about it like that. Ilia, I think, has to KO Islam Makhachev. I don't think he wins a decision. I don't see him submitting Makhachev. I don't see him... Well, that's all there is. Oh,